to outer space, escaping gravity.
This is Blox Line, the city. It's the first level in a game I'm working on called Blox Line, and you can play the level individually in the link I sent in the description. And this is a Dancing Line fan-made series that I'm going to be making for a while. And these red things here, they spawn collisions, but like I never got the I don't have the collisions for this game working because my collision script is just really inefficient, and when I add them, it just becomes really laggy because there's so many of them. So the game currently does not have any collisions. So just keep that in mind. It also that also means it doesn't have restarting, because if you like go off the line, you'll have to like either just keep playing from there or just reset the whole thing. But yeah, so if you want to go play the game, go play the game. And I want to take you through some of this level So right here, these are supposed to be animations, but again, I removed them because of just how laggy they were. So I made this level just to show just how much we've dedicated our world to cars, and how our cities are no longer built for people. That was one of my main motivations for designing this level the way I designed it. And that's why there's also two paths, such as in Dancing Lines The War. I wanted to do something like that, where there's a happy ending and a sad ending. So, but instead of just having something where like one path, if you like do it one way, you go to one path, the other way is the other path, I just have them diverge at 50%. So anyway, here's the start of the level. You start with these townhouses in this beautiful city. And by the way, all these invisible parts will turn invisible. Like when I start the level, I have a script in here that just makes them invisible. Wait, no, that's not a good example, but whatever. Okay, so we start here in this beautiful city with townhouses and people on the streets, people on the sidewalks, and these narrow, safe streets. And I did the 10% out of white brick here. And then we go a bit further, and there's a little park here with people. And there's this trolley over here, again with people. This city is built for people. And then we cross the trolley track here. But then we get to this place where it's just a car parking lot. And right here I have this, it zooms in the camera and increases the fog to make it look like the cars are emitting a lot of smoke, which they are. So we go along this path, and I put the 30% on this car right here. Oh right, I forgot, I put the 20% on the trolley over here. So we have this path right here, it's just going through the cars, and so it's just supposed to mean like all the problems that cars cause for cities, like they take up all of this space, and so that you're only left with this narrow path, and they also emit a lot of pollution. And then you get to here, where there's this group protesting here. They want walkable cities, high-speed rail, bike lanes, and stuff. And this is actually where the 40% sign is. And then there's this quote right here by Jane Jacobs: cities have the capability of providing something for everybody only because and only when they are created by everybody. And then on the opposite side, you have people protesting you have people who want more car infrastructure and things to be built for cars. And I actually put this on this car over here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a Robert Moses quote. I raise my stain to the builder who can remove ghettos without removing people, as I hail the chef who can make omelets without breaking eggs. So it's kind of the two opposites. There's one group that wants cities to be built for everybody, and there's another group that wants to demolish buildings to construct roads. So right here is the split, of course, the 50% sign as well. So if you go this way or that way, and this right here, if you go this way, you get to see the remains of some destroyed buildings. So let's go this way first. So now this, which used to be a road median, opens up into a pedestrian and bike path right here. The 60% sign's actually right here. That's kind of hard to see, but like this is supposed to show you can have suburban neighborhoods of single-family homes with cars, but you can still have it be safe for walking and cycling. And we have trees and a bench right here. So it's a suburban neighborhood, but it's still safe for people to hang out. And there's people out here. And we come to here where the road joins with them. Oh, this is also to show like separated paths that are only used by people on foot or on bike, yeah. And then we get to here where there's this other trolley with 70% sign. And this is supposed to show that there are viable alternatives to driving, that driving is not the only option. If we look at the other path, there are no trolleys on that path. And then we cross the trolley track here. There's this car with the 80% is the same as the other one I used before. And this part, there's people here. It's also supposed to just be like the city's still friendly for people. 90% sign. And then this is a very narrow street. This is supposed to show the traffic calming that's used to keep streets safe. One of them being just narrow streets, narrow curvy streets. These are like, this counts as curvy because like you have to take a bunch of turns here. And then you end here on a raised crossing, which is also used to keep people safe from cars. So this is the happy end. Oh, right, yeah, and this bike path has protection right here. So this is the happy ending. Then we have the tragic ending over here. So where here you're just traveling on the road for a bit until you reach this teleporter, which sends you over here to these new suburban neighborhoods. But in these suburban neighborhoods, you have this massive street dedicated to cars, but only a narrow sidewalk. And it's the same width as the sidewalk here, but you have a separate bike path here and a separate car area. This is just, and you can see like the houses are much bigger. Everyone has 2, 3, 4 cars, and there's cars parked everywhere on the sidewalk. So we go here. This 60% is again a car license plate. I wasn't very creative with these. Then you go along over here, reach this spot. There's a 70% here, and this shows some buildings being demolished to build this wide road right here. So if we travel along here, we're getting here, here, here. Oh, this building's missing a few blocks, and then you see there's this massive pile of rubble here. It's just a building that's been demolished to build this road right here. And then we go along a bit further, and there's this 80% sign, which is also a parking sign for this parking lot right here with this ugly fence. This is supposed to show just how much space cars take up everywhere. And go along a little bit further. Yeah, and there's this 4-lane road here with these super wide lanes. And a highway entrance here, which is also the 90% sign. And there's also this crossing right here. I wanted this to, so right here, this is something that I remember hearing in a Not Just Bikes video of him saying like, I was balancing on a few centimeters of curve on a 28-meter bridge or something like that. I built this part to show that. It's like, you're walking across this 4-lane car bridge, but this is the only space that you get. Like, you have to keep turning and turning to get to places, and there's also this ugly fence right here to cross this highway. And then you end right here into this tunnel. Again, car tunnel, and this office building here is just to give something for the background. So yeah, those are the 2 paths I built for Blox Line the City. So I'm going to be releasing more of these levels soon. So anyway, I'm Alex Lee, this was Blox Line the City, and thanks for watching.